Hey, we're gonna make a short video here on how to weld like polyethylene sheeting together. Okay, just plastic sheeting. I actually learned this from a guy in, I think he was Puerto Rico or something, and he was actually putting tarps together, like the blue tarps. There we go. We're just gonna just cut this one in half, make things easy. I'm gonna make this one specially for y'all. And look, the only thing you're gonna need, wax paper don't hurt. You know, wax paper is a little helpful, but it costs money, right? So you just take a sheet of paper, right, and then you're gonna take an iron. I just got some Black & Decker iron, and I've got it set kind of between 3 and 4. 3 and 4's got a really large gap on it, so I don't know what the, where's the camera? I don't know what the deal on that one is. Alright, so look, this will, if you got a greenhouse plastic, you got anything, and say you tear it, you cut it, you want to add a door, take a door, you want to do anything with it, right? So you're just gonna take your 2 sheets. The best thing that I found, because what happens is when you heat the plastic up, it'll impression whatever you got on bottom. So if you use this carpet, it'll mold into the carpet. What happens is it doesn't really make a smooth weld seam, because what you're doing is here you're literally welding these two together, and all you're using is a hot iron and a piece of paper, because the iron will stick to the plastic. Okay, no matter what, it'll stick to the plastic. So what I ended up doing is it's actually a box of flooring, but what I always use is a cardboard. Right, it's actually a piece of flooring, another piece of flooring. This, it just doesn't work. The surface isn't smooth enough. It just doesn't. It creates a poor bonding surface, and the plastic just doesn't weld together. Right. So look, and normally all I do is I go 1 plastic wide. Right. So you'll say, well, how much should I overlap my plastic? I go 1 plastic wide. But if you're, I don't know, you're in a bad windy area or something, or this or that, you can go you can go 2 plastics wide. Right, when I say 2 plastic, it's just two irons wide. Right, you can either go left or right, it don't matter. And look, all you're gonna do, you're gonna set it on there, and you're gonna give it a minute. Let me get my infrared here for you. I got a thermometer. All right, don't let the cord burn up. Biggest problem I have. All right, so what was that? How many seconds? 5, 6, 7. All right, the plastic's at 149 degrees. All right, that quick. Now, the iron is going at like 230, 250, around 250. What happens is if you you can put the temperature higher on the iron, but what happens is the plastic will it'll just melt. Even though you got the paper on it, you got your insulation, you stick it on there, it'll turn to goop, and then as soon as it turns to goop, that's where you start getting holes at. You start getting weak points, because if you heat it up too much, you're going to cause a weak point in that weld joint, and it's usually on the edges. One of the biggest problems I had is the tip on these things. I ended up buying a carpet seamer. It's a little better, a lot more expensive. But I ended up buying a carpet seamer, and it's square, and so it does a little bit different, maintains a better temperature, so on and so forth. All right, so within them couple seconds, ready? So I'm telling you, it's welded together, y'all. And you'll say, well, what does this mean for me? Look, y'all, you can build greenhouses. You can build little chicken sheds. Anything, anybody that's got some plastic and it's ripped up or tore up, that's fine. You'll say, oh my God, I just ripped a big old hole in my plastic. Look, y'all, don't worry. Just get it back where you want it. You're gonna take your patch. I lost my knife. All right, and you're gonna take a patch. Was he gonna say this is the patch piece and this is the big hole you just put in your greenhouse or your chicken coop or your hoop house, right? You're gonna stick the plastic on it, put your paper on it. Oh, do not let iron touch the plastic. As soon as you do, it burns a hole in it, and then you start getting leaks. And then you got a hoop house 20 feet in the air, and you got a leak in it. Right? I didn't even pay attention, y'all. I didn't even pay attention to how long that was. Now, in a situation like, you can see one part of it didn't bond. Now, the only bad part, let's see if I can get the timer on this. The only bad part about this is I'm doing everything on the floor, and the bad part is when you get the hoop house up. All right, now it's, can you see where it's, what's that temperature on there? 155 going down. And I mean, it'll weld. I don't remember what side was the, I mean, it'll weld it, where's the camera, all the way together. There's no pull it. Well, I pulled that apart, but the weakest parts are going to be the edges. So those are the biggest parts that you either got to seam up good or make sure that they're not jeopardized. And it's not hard. You just play around with it. And this is like a 6 mil. I think it's a 6 mil, 4 mil, 6 mil. And so if you got something thinner, it just takes a couple seconds. You pull it back off, it'll bond it back together. But I'm gonna go make a greenhouse now and a little hoop house. So, hey, tell me if y'all helped this video helped you out or did anything for you. You know, hit some buttons, like, subscribe, them other things on it. Joe Paul does it all. Trying to live up to the name.